Hey guys, it's Mike, Talking Haunted, the podcast. And tonight it's going to be a really, really fun show. I can tell you that right now. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts right now, you need to get yourself over to our YouTube channel because we have a special guest, and I guarantee you're not going to want to miss this episode. We're going to talk about ParaCons. That is a thing, and I'm going on tour, so we're going to talk about one of my favorite tour that I can't wait to do. We're going to talk the Las Vegas ParaCon. Don't go anywhere. All right, I love that intro. Gotta let you know, maybe I might get a sponsor someday. They gotta go there. But today's episode brought to you by Chap Lips, because when you go ghost hunting, everyone gets Chap Lips and then they can't find their chapstick, right? I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on Talking Haunted. This is the next episode, and I've got my very first guest. And we've been talking. It's great, and I'm super, super excited. I don't know if you could tell in my voice, but we've got Mike O'Neill. Or is it Michael? Is it Michael?
Either one.
Oh, man. Mike and Mike. Hey, it's the Mike and Mike Ghost Show for today. This week only. One time.
Eminem, baby.
Hey, so, ParaCon. I'm super excited about the Vegas one. I'm going to be actually going to Savannah. That one's in September. And then it's over to Vegas. And I cannot tell you that December is so far away. Right now, it's so far away. And it's like, I wish it was close. I wish it was closer. What? Real quick, why did you choose December? Is that a particular month or something, or just?
Well, being a native of Minnesota, we absolutely hate December and we hate winter.
Oh,
and being able to do a convention that is almost pretty much in the desert means that people can leave the winter months behind them and travel to, pretty much the biggest entertainment, capital of the world, and, enjoy a weekend in 70-degree weather, even in December.
Where most Alaskans go in the winter? They don't go to Vegas. Well, some of them do, but most of them go to Hawaii. So.
Well, we can't afford that here in Minnesota.
Dang
Hawaii, from what I understand, very expensive.
They've got a haunted village there. I want to go.
Really?
Yeah. So it's actually, one of the projects that I'm working on is to do a ghost hunt in every 50 states. One hunt in every 50 states, starting with Alaska, of course. But research in the 50 states, yeah. Hawaii's they've got this old Hawaiian village, and it's back from the old 1900s or whatever. It's got people pick some stuff up there. So Hawaii definitely has something. But,
interesting.
But I got what you're saying. People don't want to be frozen. I mean, I don't know, I don't know about you, but Minnesota is pretty up north. You guys see temperatures as low as what?
Depends. We usually have a week or two where it's like negative 30s and 40s.
Okay.
And wind chill of, negative 50, where if you, one of those where the reporters get all excited because they can go take a plastic cup outside with water and throw it in the air and it's instant snow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They love that around here.
I mean, I can do that on Instagram, and people probably like the crap out of it. Ding ding. Had nothing to do with spirits, but that's so awesome.
But not taking anything away from Alaska, because Alaska is just cold.
Yeah. It's a dry cold. You probably have a wet cold. I think our cold lasts longer. I think you guys kind of get it in spurts.
Yes.
So, I've seen, the coldest I've seen was negative 65, and that was with a wind chill up in Barrow. And the wind was blowing so bad that by 2 hours after going into the house I was staying in, the whole door was locked because there was snow built up, and I had to push the door just to get the snow away. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, just kill me now. I mean, just no.
But Vegas, ParaCon, for those of you who don't know, December 9th through the 12th, or
11th.
9th through the 11th, and they can go. I've got a link down in the description of the podcast, so you guys can go check it out. It's going to be amazing. The guest list is building up, and I have
only going to get bigger.
Oh man, when's it going to stop?
I have no idea. So it just seems to be, because I started with a broad sense of who I wanted, and now I've got all those people. Well, almost all those people. And so as I'm working more and more, I'm like, well, how about this person? Oh, what about this show? Like, can we get all of them? And it before I knew it, like by the time I launched this event back in February, I think I had like 26 people on my list, and like 18 to 20 were already signed. And now it's just more, more and more and more. This is one of those things where I'm including like everything that may even remotely be paranormal, like horror and UFO, cryptids, even a little comic book, maybe some superhero, nice. TV, movie. I mean, anything I can get my hands on, I will probably sign for.
Out of all the paranormal, I can't do aliens. I just can't.
What?
It's one of those things where you don't want to be proven right. Because then you're like, okay, are they good? Because Hollywood portrays a lot of aliens as bad. I think the only good alien I know is E.T.
I just watched the movie last night.
yeah. And so it's like, it's like, really, what are they interested in? What do they really want? And you're just so scared. And if it is true, it's like they have technology to outbeat us, and it's just like you don't know where. There's a whole bunch of things I can't do. And it's the same way with my uncle. My uncle, he found out I was a ghost hunter, and he was like, "Yeah, I like ghost hunting, but I don't want to be proven right if they're real. I'll just watch it." And like, I kind of get what you mean, because you go on a ghost hunt and you hear it's really haunted and people have been pushed. You really don't want to be pushed, but so.
No, you don't. Well, let me ask you this question. Which would you rather have proven right? Aliens or demons? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, I heard another podcast you were on, and you asked the host if she'd rather go to the doll island or touch spiders, see a doll head move or touch spiders. So you're really good at asking very tough questions.
It's amazing to me, who gets into this field, but like really doesn't like certain aspects of it.
Well,
or they're scared of other things beside what could really mess you up.
Yeah, so it's funny because they actually asked me that question on the TV show that I'm going to be featured on coming soon, hopefully. I know all the listeners are probably like, geez, tell us. God dang it. I'm waiting just as patiently as you guys are. But there was one time the producer asked me, said, why did you get into this? Or how did you get into this? And I said, well, I've had a few things happen to me, and I just didn't believe it, so I wanted to see if it was real. He's like, oh, so you're like a skeptic ghost hunter. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of skeptical, but I want to find out if it's real. I would have to say I'd rather find out if demons are real. Yeah, because a demon, you kind of know what he can do, where he's been, I feel like they're more in a controlled environment versus an alien just showing up, and next thing you know, poof, you're in another dimension going, what the hell? And then you wake up not knowing a single thing. I mean, at least I wake up the next day knowing I got scratched, in a basement of Bobby Mackey's or something. So
you really have like a theory on what aliens are. I mean, that was very specific as to what aliens were going to do to you.
I blame Hollywood. I blame Hollywood because they've put out this preconceived notion of what they are. But I've seen some of these videos, and I used to be in the military, and I know what our technology is. And seeing an object just stop, change, and go the other way is a strategic advantage. If we think that we have the biggest bombs in the world to blow these things up, we're not a match. And if they do come with a preconceived notion that they're going to take over our world, we're done. We're done. A demon, you could put it in a Dybbuk box and shut it and send it off and bury it. Okay? So that's my thought. That's my thought on demons. So
fair enough.
But Bigfoots, other stuff like that, I get stuck in the middle here because, we talk paranormal. Paranormal means above normal, anything that's not normal. So you've got aliens, ghosts, Bigfoots, Loch Ness monsters, all that stuff. And Bigfoot is one of those things where I'm like stuck. I'm stuck in the middle because there's only two types of videos you see. Ones that are real grainy and you're like, that's old, can't see anything. Or you get ones that are semi-clear and they look too good to be real and you're like, that's a dude in a suit. So there's nothing like in there saying that this is it, you know. And it just it amazes me how how an endangered species with only like 5 left on the planet can be seen by every single camera, but yet Bigfoot seems to elude everybody. I don't get it. He's a lot smarter.
That was one of the great things about, one of the only great things about the pandemic is the shirts that came out with the Bigfoot silhouette or whatever. This is social distancing champion for, the last 50 years running or, whatever it was.
Actually, I'll have to get you up here because there is a group, I think they're Bigfoot enthusiasts, and they actually have a black Bigfoot silhouette. And to go to Anchorage is about 35 miles from me. So I go to Anchorage pretty frequently. And on the way to Anchorage on the highway, there's this silhouette of Bigfoot on the side of the road. Funny thing is they keep moving it. And so it moves to different locations. So you drive by and you see this silhouette of Bigfoot in the woods. It is the greatest thing. I love it. If you ever come up here, I'll show it to you. And it's made headlines and news because of it. So, but yeah.
That must be a hell of a silhouette.
It's tall, and they place it just right. They place it in between the trees so the trees kind of cover. So when you're doing 65 and you see this black shadow, you're like, what was that? So, but again, they keep moving it, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. So, but yeah,
that's actually quite clever. I applaud those guys.
But it's out in the middle of nowhere. Like you got the highway. And then you got it way, way, way off in the distance near the river, and the only way to get to it is to take this hike through woods, and there's a cutout in the woods as you're driving on the highway, so you can't just drive to it, park, and drop it. You have to walk and back. I mean, it's remarkable the effort that they went through to put this silhouette out there.
So what you're saying is there's a bunch of guys who are enthusiastic about Bigfoot and have a lot of time on their hands.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fair.
And then what's really great, I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here, but
it's all right.
You got some of the Bigfoot shows coming to your ParaCon too, right?
Expedition Bigfoot, yes.
Okay.
They're all coming, and then Doug Hychek, who is the Monster Quest producer. And he's in the process of doing probably 2 more shows on Bigfoot, plus a radio show on Bigfoot. I think that's it for right now. There'll definitely probably be more.
So one of those TV shows came up to Alaska to search for Bigfoot. I don't know if it was Expedition Bigfoot or someone else, but they came
might have been Finding Bigfoot.
Maybe it was Finding Bigfoot. But I have a buddy in Fairbanks, and he's a radio DJ. He is the funniest guy, and he's a practical joker. And so him and his buddy, so it's where they bring the community into a center, and they ask everyone questions, who's seen Bigfoot, blah, blah, blah. Well, the 2 guys went together. One guy went to the meeting, and the other guy dressed in a Yeti costume and was walking outside the window. The joke backfired because he's walking across the field, and the guy who's in on it inside the thing is like looking out the window going, guys, I think there's something out there. And everyone was so zoomed into this host and the cameras that nobody looked outside. Not a single person. And so he's calling, he's like, are they looking? He's like, no, I can't get them to turn their freaking heads. And it was amazing.
I honestly thought where you were going to go with that was that somebody had brought out a gun and just started shooting at him. Like, I thought that was the backfire.
Alaskans do own a lot of guns. Hey, Ted, get my shotgun. There's the Yeti right there.
I seriously thought that was going to be the backfire. Like, he got shot at.
Nobody wanted to look. So let me ask you this. I got a question for you then. Would you rather run into a Bigfoot or a Yeti?
And they want them. They're just different species of the same.
But isn't a Yeti more aggressive? Don't they say Yetis are more aggressive?
I'm going to have to say Bigfoot, only because Yetis are usually like up in the mountains and
it's cold.
This does not climb mountains. So yeah. Well, technically this doesn't go into the woods either, but
I get these funny images in my head. I'm sitting there camping and going outside, taking a leak around a tree. And next thing you know, I look up, I'm like, oh, hey, hey, and he looks at you and he's like, this is kind of awkward. Then of course you walk back and everyone's like, I just saw Bigfoot. Yeah, sure you did, Jim. Sure you did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd probably hear me like, "Excuse me, a little privacy here." That'd probably be like
Yes.
Bigfoot the perv would be the new rumor out there. Peeping Tom,
Peeping Tom.
the Peeping Tom foot. That's what he's.
Hey, my name's Tom. I'm a cousin to the Yeti. Anyways, so who do you got on the slate as far as big names coming to Vegas? I think they're all coming because they just want to go to Vegas. They don't,
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. there are a lot of people who I'm going to have at my convention here in 2 weeks that like agreed to go for half price just so they could go to Vegas.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
like I like cut down because I'm like, if they're going to go to Vegas, they're going to go for this, which is way less than what I'm paying them for the Minnesota convention. And like there was no argument, there was no negotiation. I got back an email like the next day, they're in. I'm like, why isn't it that easy everywhere else?
Wow.
I know there are a lot of people like I've had this Minnesota convention for I had to postpone it from in 2020. So I've had it for a year and a half now. I have gotten probably 3 times more requests from people wanting to go to Vegas and like speak in Vegas than I ever did for Minnesota because it's Vegas. I know Josh Gates. He's probably my main headliner right now. He moves some stuff around in his schedule so he could go to Vegas.
Wow. It's
yeah,
that big.
It is. But I'm very happy to have him there because he's so difficult to get. Well, and because of his travel schedule. Like I think this would probably be the first convention he's going to be at in maybe 3 years.
Jeez.
Something like that. I mean, so I'm honored that he wants to go to Vegas, but I know he ain't doing it for me.
Wow. If it makes you feel better, I'll move some stuff around in my schedule to make it to Vegas too.
I appreciate that.
Well, like I said, I've been to Vegas once and it was great, but I was there on business and it had a little bit of pleasure, but it just wasn't right because my wife, she couldn't make it. And now we're making time because she's going to help me. She's going to sit there at the booth with me because she has gone on a few hunts with me and kind of a husband-wife team. And she loves it. She primarily wants to go to experience it because she's never been. So it's going to be fun. We just got to find out who's going to watch the kids and the dogs. So, yeah. Got to deal that out between now and December.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. So, yeah. Let's talk about the Ghost Brothers because they're going to be there, and I love these guys. Let's talk about the Ghost Brothers. Come on.
I thought that you were tired of me ragging on them.
No. It's funny. I'm a funny guy, and I like to hear everyone's opinion. These guys are hilarious. These guys are so funny. My favorite thing about them, which kind of solidified me liking them so much, was they went upstairs in this house, and they were up in the attic, and they sat down on these 2 couches, and I think it was Juwan was like, if there's anybody up here, please come have a seat. And he jumps up and runs. I'm like, what? And he's like, I felt someone sitting next to me. And he's like, you told him to. He's like, I didn't think they were actually going to do it. I'm like, why did you? Because the same thing happened to me. I brought a friend ghost hunting for the episode that's going to air on TV. And she freaked out because I kind of scared myself. And I was just like, she's like, ah. And I'm like, calm down. What? I thought I saw something. She's like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, why are you ghost hunting with me then? Why? If you're getting so nervous and you're freaking out, you shouldn't even be here. Go home. It was hilarious.
That's my buddy Dave, who's the one who kind of trained me in for the first 4 years of my career. Him and I are host and co-host of the Odyssey File, the radio show every Monday night.
Yep.
And we have ragged on that for not so much the Ghost Brothers, but the people who go out and do investigation and stuff like that, and they ask for something to happen and then freak out when it does. Don't do it if you don't know what you're doing, and don't freak out when you ask for it and you get what you're requesting.
Exactly. And it's funny because ever since I did the show, a lot of family and friends have kind of come out of the closet and they're like, oh, I love ghost hunting and I want to go sometime. And I'm like, look, it is completely different than what's on TV. 100%.
Yes.
I said the feeling, your senses are heightened. It is just, it's different. It's ridiculously. And for me, it's almost like an addiction because I like the fact of when I can prove something happening that I had no involvement with. And I'm like, see, I didn't tamper with it, and I just caught this. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And so that's what kind of gets me to go on these things. And primarily, I'm really interested in the history. If the building has history, boom, I'm sold. I don't care if it's haunted. If it looks old and it's got history, I'm gonna walk around and see what I can find. It's amazing. That's my biggest thing. I grew up on history, grew up on a bunch of stuff, so that's what gets me going in the whole ghost hunting realm. Yeah, go.
Oh, I was just going to say that, I think one of the missed rewards and benefits of being an investigator that I don't think a lot of people appreciate as much as they should is opportunities to go places and to be places that nobody else gets to go.
Yep.
At times that nobody else gets to be there.
That's the thing is I wish I can talk more about it, but the place that I went to, was literally a hop, skip, jumping away. Nobody investigates it at all, really. And they do little private tours with their business, but for me, I had to catch a commercial flight, then I had to catch a little private Cessna to there, and then I had to have someone come pick me up, and then we spent the night there, and then I had to catch a ferry boat. It was like 6 hours just to get back to the international airport to fly back home. So Alaska is very difficult to hunt in. A lot of the buildings are so decrepit and so old that they're abandoned, or condemned. And so the people who own them are responsible for them. They don't want anybody in there. They don't want the responsibility for it. And then some places that are haunted are burnt down to the ground. So it's kind of hard to investigate in Alaska, which is why I'm trying to work on some projects that get me out of Alaska to get me onto some other places. And that's the one thing is you talk about reactions. There's two types of ghost hunters. Ones that overreact traumatically when something happens, and ones that are just like, oh, hey, thank you. Me on the other hand, I get excited. I'm like, whoa, did you hear that? Can you give it again? So I've seen a bunch of videos where they're like, oh, he said hi. Wait, you just caught an EVP and you're not excited? Like, sometimes it's hard to do. You'll stand there for 15 minutes and not catch anything. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and nothing happens. So
that was one of the things that I loved about the Kling brothers and Ghost Lab. And they're going to be at Vegas as well, but they got excited. I mean, anytime they caught any sort of EVP, their hands were in the air, they're screaming in victory, they're high-fiving each other. I mean, that to me is like the best reaction you can have, especially to a Class A. And even after 10 years for me, I'm still like, wow, I got to show everybody this.
You and I need to go ghost hunting. That's it. We're gonna
go. Yeah, I'll leave that up to you to organize.
I just call you up and say, come on over.
That'll be easy. It'll just be a hop, skip, and a jump.
Well, for those listening, we are actually planning on going to the Van Gilder Hotel. The Van Gilder Hotel was built back in like 1905, and it still stands. It's an active hotel today, but it closes down in the wintertime. So it's a seasonal hotel for all the tourists. And so I'm going to get unprecedented access to this hotel, and there's a whole history to it as well, which I'll explain in future episodes. And then there's the Anchorage Hotel, which is the most infamous haunted spot. Let me tell you, Mike, what's cool about this is it's an active hotel. You can go rent the rooms. They will actively tell you, yeah, it's haunted. They have a book of hauntings at the front desk. Every time somebody calls and says something, they write it down in this book. And this book is like 50 pages long, of dating back to like 2000 when they first started, of just people just saying they heard stuff. It's a pretty impressive place. So I wanted to talk about the whole ParaCon. We kind of got off these side tangents, which is great. You're helping me fill the half hour here. So the the ParaCon, there's gonna be a VIP dinner. What's that all about?
Oh, I'm so excited about this one. So the VIP dinner is kind of a tradition that I'm keeping going that inspired me for my conventions, and then it's a way to have a much smaller group of people. Like for Vegas, there may be 10,000 people that come throughout the weekend, but only 400 people get tickets to the VIP dinner. And all the celebs are there. It's in their contract. In fact, the only ones that aren't are the Ghost Brothers.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, when I signed them, that was one of the things. Like, is it all right if they missed the VIP dinner? And I'm like, why? I don't give a rat's beep.
Well, I see who you're favoring right now.
Yeah, a little bit. But for Vegas especially, it is going to be phenomenal because, I mean, not only are all of these celebs going to be there with only like 400 people allowed in, they're all going to be sitting at the tables with everybody. So, I mean, you'll be able to have dinner with, Jason Hawes or Dustin Perry or even Josh Gates.
Now, do you get to choose the table, or do they just show up? How's it going to work?
I choose the table for the celebs, and then everything else is general admission. So it's
first serve. Okay,
first come, first serve. So I mean, where you sit. I mean, obviously, it's not. I just open the doors and the first 400 people get in, but it's where they sit. So it's general seating for this, and it's a full-on Las Vegas style buffet.
Go girls.
No, afraid not. unless it comes with the band, and I might look into that. Who knows? But
the whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, they sent me a menu for different options of what I could pick. I had never even heard of half of the things. Like, I couldn't even pronounce 4 or 5 words in this menu. And I mean, it's going to be an all-out awesome thing. But then for entertainment, it's a 2-band concert. So first, there's a band called Fix the Glitch, which actually is the band of one of my investigators.
Oh,
I asked them if they were interested in coming out to Vegas and opening, because who doesn't love to put on their resume, played in Vegas?
Yeah, they're probably like, hell yeah.
And then there's a local band there called All Request Live, and basically they allow the audience to choose the songs that they do.
Oh no. I can see that going south.
I'm sure they would probably do it, although I would probably kick that person out.
You, sir.
I'm like, you've had enough tonight. You're cut off, sir. You need to go back to the hotel. I'm afraid. Yeah. Plus it's at the MGM Grand, which is amazing in and of itself. So the VIP dinner, I'm hugely excited for. I think that is going to be an absolutely great night and a great kickoff to this event.
Well, I will be getting my tickets, so you will see me there. I will be going.
Good.
I'm going to take the wife. She needs the experience. She needs something. She needs something that's entertaining. I like to treat her like she's already famous. But she does not. She told me, she's like, if you do get a show on the TV, I'm not going on. She's not a people person. She does not like all the attention.
Well, then she chose the right field.
Yeah.
Is she a dead person?
No. No, she's a nurse. She works at the hospital. So
I don't mean, is she dead? I meant, like, is she more comfortable with the dead?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, especially me, are like, it's not the living you have, it's not the dead you have to worry about. It's the living.
Yeah, it's the living. Yeah, no, she's not big of. I don't know. She gets uncomfortable in big, large crowds, and so having a bunch of people ask her questions, she kind of gets flustered, and she's like, I don't want to do that. I can't. I can't do that. But yeah. Real quick, because we're getting close to the end of here. Let's see. What's one of the most exciting things you're looking forward to out of everything? What's the most exciting thing you're looking forward to? Do you have anything, or is it the whole thing?
Well, I mean, it's not that I don't have anything; it's that I have too many things.
Well, I did hear that unfortunately Chip could not come.
That's from Minnesota.
Oh, okay, that's Minnesota.
Because his doctors told him that he was not allowed to fly until after the summer. For like conventions and stuff. So come December, he's fully able to go. I am currently working on him. I fully believe that it's only a matter of time before he will be added. I love Chip. I consider him a friend. My top 3 is I am looking forward to meeting Josh Gates in person.
Mm-hmm.
I have had the opportunity to interview him for a radio show, so that was great. But meeting him in person would be wonderful. There is a full-on magic show Like professional magician David Merlin is going to be doing a full-on hour and a half illusionist show. Looking forward to that. And then it hasn't been officially announced yet. We're working on that, just how we want to do it. But the world's largest ghost hunt. I don't know.
Yep. That was on TV last year, wasn't it? Or the year before? I think there's something
might have been. I honestly don't know.
I'm going to have to ask my assistant. Can you research that, please? I don't have anybody more convincing. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, but I was just going to say that they have chosen to do their big worldwide reveal of the best evidence of 150 different locations all investigated on the same night.
Wow.
At Vegas. And so there's a lot of things that are going on there, including the Ghost Brothers, who I might add all have back careers or whatever as stand-up comedians.
So, and I think one of them's a barber.
Yes.
I think
Marcus.
Marcus is a barber. He's gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna cut my hair.
You could be right there as long as you pay for his flight and everything.
Jeez, yep. All right, we've come to the end of it, guys. Again, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, jump over to our YouTube channel where you can see this whole interview. We're crazy, good stuff going on. Get your tickets on the Las Vegas ParaCon, which is going to be happening December 9th through the 11th in, where else? Las Vegas. I already said it. Links are in the description below. YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the description there. Get your tickets because I'm pretty dang on sure it's going to sell out. VIP's already sold out in his other conventions, which means it's just time before it sells out here. I'm going to be there. You'll see me. I'll do meet and greets with my no fans probably, but everyone loves a guy from Alaska. Do you ride polar bears? Do you live in an igloo? No. So, guys, thank you for joining me on this episode. This is Talking Haunted. Join us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any kind of social media you could think of. We're there. Right now I'm in a crazy Twitter battle with the editor of Haunted Magazine, so check that out because it's fun. We're going back and forth. But until next time, next Saturday, same time, same channel, this is Talking Haunted. See ya.